Hey, happy Monday, everybody. I know that everybody else probably hates Mondays. I think they get a bad reputation. I personally, they're probably one of my favorite days of the work week, just because I have energy. I know it sucks to go back into the office, to go back into school, to go back to whatever you have to do, but like I have the energy to do it, so it's not a problem. Wednesdays, hump day, those ones, that's like you're the furthest away from having energy and the furthest away from being able to have that break on Saturdays. So let's rebrand that shit. Garfield is wrong all along. Hey, Merchant. How's it going, man? I was telling you, we were talking over the weekend about, maybe stopping by on one of these days. If you have time this week, let me know. Because I'm probably going to do some of this stuff, I think every day this week. I don't know. It completely depends. But hit me up in Discord or I'll completely forget about it. I did two of my raid attempts already yesterday because I just did not expect to be streaming this. I have three more teams to go. I will hit my guild's average without trouble, without problems. Our average needed is 5,300,000. 5,300,000. Belak, good morning. I'm at 4,800 right now, and I've been hitting about 7 million. I did my Jar Jar team because that's super easy. I know that you guys love to see that, but I just wanted to get it over with. And then I did my Queen team, which is only at Relic 5, just because, Padawan Obi-Wan I got to 9, Qui-Gon I got to 7, but Quad May is still R5, and I'm struggle bussing it through getting Relic materials right now. I don't think I'm going to bring the whole team to R9, though, just because I'm going to have raid scores that are about 65 to 75% higher than my average is needed for the guild. I don't need those extra 900,000 points, so I'm probably just going to do the boys to R9, and Quad May probably to R7, to R8 rather, for GAC and for, any other, for the raid and for anything else. What I also wanted to do, I don't have any Omicrons on her, but I'm thinking I might place one. I just don't know which one yet, and I'll figure that out on my own, I guess. I'll go to .gg, I just pick whatever one is the most common. So let's see what we got going on here. What is this? Can you believe it? All right, perfect. So I'm going to try this. I don't generally do this. I use that 3-man, Darth Maul, led, Sidious, whatever, loyal bodyguard. All right, then that'll probably be the one. Because I was thinking of doing one of them. So they're all R7. I have already done hot utils. I know they were down, which is kind of the reason why I waited a little bit longer to do this and to take my time. They have all their raid mods on. I normally run this at the R5 tier just to get the 1.2 million easy, right? Because again, I'm hitting my guild averages already. But since we're online together and since we're gonna try and stall to 1 p.m. anyway, I'll try it. It's not my best raid team. It's not a raid team I really know very well. I know that Newt dies. It doesn't really matter. But let's see what happens. Probably should one tap them, I think. But what do you think? Should I AoE there or one tap? And AoE after. course, he hits like a wet noodle, because that is what Sidious does. And we do have offense up, so let's see. No, doesn't matter. Only AoE with advantage. Okay. Good to know. See, I don't read things. I don't kind of just like figure things out for myself, and it's usually wrong, and I go from there, and then people ask me my opinion, and I tell them I have no idea, I don't know. I'm just a math guy. Why are you listening to me? Why are you following me? You know, all those good things. We're already at 26%. I have a feeling I'm going to have to refresh this battle. I was kind of trying to avoid using the AoE here, but I think I have to. No, I'm just going to restart and start that, get a better start. I was trying to avoid it to use it. Oh, fuck, I hate this game, and it's adding random guys in. In the marquees, it doesn't add random guys in. I have to like select them. Why can't they do that for everywhere else? Yeah, my guild needs 5.3 million. So I don't stress getting any higher than the 7 really that I get. The 7 million. Which is why, like I said, I always run this on the R5 tier, because it doesn't matter otherwise. Okay, they all get their stupid crap back. Ooh! I'm gonna have to keep that trick in the book for next time. This is why you read, people, because that makes your life so much easier. Oh, come on. Yeah, there's no... I don't think that there's a reason to over push the raid beyond what your guild is doing, and you're at the high end, right? So it sounds like you're at a different point in the game than a lot of people, and like kind of the point of the game that I'm at. So we can afford to just throw random resources at this raid just for the hell of it. Not everybody is in that position. Hey, Hot, good morning. You know what? Honestly, man, it's not the greatest morning for me. I sprained my ankle last Tuesday, like really bad. I put some pictures of it on Discord. Literally, the whole back of my foot is completely purple. And then this morning, I was taking out some old furniture that we're getting rid of. And my fingers, they're actually doing okay now, but my fingers got caught in the hinge and went completely black and blue. So it's been a morning for me. Oh, come on. I hate these droid decals. I really do. I hate it. I hate having to sit here through this damage immunity and deal with this shit. Thank you. Yeah, my wife told me I'm done doing things for today. She was like, just give up on the day. It was very painful. I can barely walk. I've been hobbling around. I've been teaching my classes sitting down. It's hard enough to drive, but I drove upstate to see family this weekend, and there were 2 accidents on the way home, so I was sitting in traffic for like 6 hours instead of the 3 hours it should have taken. It's just not my week. It's all right. If that's like the biggest part of my problems, then we're good, right? Like we're all right. All right, we got at least one of them down. That's good. You know, this advantage thing might change my whole perspective on doing this at the other tier, at the R7 tier. Ooh. Let's see. I feel that, man. Like anytime I travel, I enjoy traveling, but it's one of those things where, especially as you get towards the end of a trip, you're kind of just like, all right, I'm over it. I want to be home. I want to be in my own bed. But that had to be an awesome trip, dude. For a month. I wish I could take like a month and go just do whatever. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's all right. You know what? If I get anything above that 1.2 million, I'm happy. Anything above does not matter to me. But with Sidious dying, that might not happen. Okay, good. Yeah, that's true. The US is not the place for that. Okay, got one of them. Nice. Oh, I thought I got him. That would have been great. Boom. All right, so we've basically hit the perfect score for the R5 tier, which means I literally don't care at this point. Anything that I get past is free points, and I'm here for that. And I'm glad I did this morning, because I really just wasn't paying attention to the whole advantage thing, and now I will. That is something that I will keep in mind from now on. Do they have charge? No, they have quick. Okay. So I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna go -1 wave, and that's okay. Yeah. It gives me an extra 300,000 over my expected. I'm okay with that. I'd like Darth Maul to get a turn, but who am I to? I'm gonna have to share this with my guild. Everybody in my guild seems to be just really struggling with this raid, and they have my Discord. They have the raid server Discord. I've linked them all the raid server infographics. I've told them my experience with how I get this stuff, and there's guys in my guild who are still getting under 1 million points, which is insane. It's completely insane to me. Just gonna do it because I'm gonna lose this. Hot man. You know, I'm sorry to hear that. My grandmother's in the hospital right now and is kind of in a similar boat at the moment, so I understand those dynamics. The B1 bug I don't think works anymore. I think they patched that already. I know they were in the process of patching it. Look at this, 350,000 extra, 360,000 extra over what I normally get. Everything else is money. I like it. Let's see. I actually have to start, when we do like reviews or whatever, I'm going to have to start pinging people because they are not doing what they need to be doing. It's not patched yet, so it'll probably be patched this week. Or they won't care. Who knows? But I think that it's something that they're going to end up patching. Okay, so we are going to go down to tier 4. Hey, kitty cat. How's it going? And we can... I think this is the team I use. This looks familiar. Yeah, let's try it. We're going to try to run this one on more of a guided auto than anything else because a lot of people, they get frustrated with the Luminara team. And some people just find it to be fun. I personally think there's too many mechanics at work, and I wouldn't say it's frustrating to me, but I just don't like dealing with and thinking that hard. Dude, resting in the game for a month and coming back, that's a feat. That's what I'll tell you. Because if I went 2 weeks without playing this game, I think that once I logged in, I'd be like, why am I playing this? I survived for 2 weeks without it. What I did for this raid, for those of you interested in it, is I have my 2 raid teams that I don't need to remod. So my Queen Amidala team and my Gungan team. And then I have 3 teams that I do have to remod. And because I don't want to constantly be remodding things, what I ended up doing was putting together the best possible mod set I could for all 3 of them that I could just do at one time, which has been a nice raid remod quality of life for me, to not have to go in and remod everything every single attempt, which is just annoying to do. If I wanted to remod every team every time, I probably would be in a better position for dealing with this stuff. Okay. Man, good for you having that boundary, I guess, that you kind of set for yourself. I'm sure you piss off the guilds you're in not being here for a month, but still, good for you. I wish I had the ability to do that. I don't think I have an addictive personality. There's a lot of things that I have no problems with, but I just don't think I can play a game and not commit my resources, my time, my full effort to it. Tassanex, cheers, man. There's nothing to drink in here today, just a Diet Coke, but still. Be the guild leader. You know what? I tell everybody, I've said this before, I've been doing those videos on being a guild officer, and my personal opinion is smart people do not take any type of guild leadership role, and that includes myself. I am an officer in my guild. I have one of those personalities where if I see things not being run correctly, I do need to step in. I just started playing one of those stupid, like, I was trying to, actually, Belloc, I think you on Discord, I just started playing one of those, like, Clash of Clans, like, clone games. And within 3 days, I'm a guild officer and have set up a Discord for my guild so that they can do their stuff. And every day I log in, I go, like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, why did I agree to do this? It looks like this is going to be a perfect run because I'm hitting that last wave right now, which means Enrage isn't going to do anything to me. Yeah, if my guild ever disbanded, I would not be an officer again. But as I said, I say that all the time anytime I play a game, and then boom, I'm an officer. And then I go, oh, just one more thing on my plate. Though, in that other game, I do tell them every day, I'm like, hey, don't give me anything important because I promise you in 2 weeks I'm going to be bored of this game and I'm not going to play it anymore and I'm not going to log in, so just understand that. Alright, so 7.56. This is actually my highest raid score ever. I think my highest before this was 7.2, and I still have one more team. It's not a great team. I don't have them modded super well. We normally go down a level. And no, we don't want you. Go away. We want you and you and you. Let's see what we got here. Is anything worth? No, not really. See, I need a better protection mod for him. But I'm not. They're not coming in. Health, defense, offense, crit chance, crit damage, offense. Yeah, man, I got it today. Just that tip on that one team was nice. I've been trying to get Keller and Beck a nice triangle for a while, and it just never... Protection mods never drop. So I don't really even care what I get with this team, honestly. Because I'm already doing my highest raid score that I've ever done. I'll finish that. We had a bunch of reviews come in yesterday, which was interesting. It's weird because like sometimes I will have no reviews to do and I'll get like one a week, and then sometimes like 10 will. Oh, I gotta pay attention. Sometimes 10 will come through on like the same day, and I go, oh, I don't know when I'll have time to finish all of these. Yesterday was one of those days. We had quite a few. It looks like we'll finish this with plenty of time to do a couple of them, and we'll save a couple for tomorrow. No. Why? Why you gotta kill Qui-Gon? It's alright. Like I said, I don't care. I got what I needed. I'm happy. Where's Zavor, man? I got Defying Gravity stuck in my head. Defying Gravity. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, my fingers aren't black and blue anymore. That's nice. Part of the reason that we are doing this today is tomorrow morning with TB, I'm looking to do something, to film something on the TB library for people that are not aware of it. And that's going to take up some time, but we'll still try to get something in for the second day of TB, and we'll see about finishing day 1 TB today. The cat just fell down the stairs. Lovely. Ooh. Hold on. She's like crying. Kitty? What happened? Are you being dumb? No, you're fine. Don't lie to me like that. You're walking around. Don't be a dumbass. Cats, man. Can't live with them. And that's the end of what I'm saying. 300,000 out of 900,000. Not the best score. Could I have done better? Yes, I 100% could. But I have beat my highest score for this raid so far by about 600,000. I anticipate not by next raid. Within 2 raids, I'll be doing another 1,200,000, another 1,400,000 with Quad May. So I'm not worried about that. We do need to message the guild. We are going to keep this up. And we are going to see, we don't care about that. We're going to log into Hot Utils real quick and let Hot Utils change my mods back up so that we have them ready for TB. And then we will see about doing some roster reviews for people. Right? We're going to let Hot Utils kind of run in the background of my computer while you listen to the smooth timbre of my voice. Oh, is Hot Utils down again? It looks like Hot Utils is down again. Alright, I guess we'll just... You guys are going to have to remind me. So, let's see. We have... Discord. Let's pop onto Discord. Tons of messages there. And let's see what we got going on here. Pamino. Somebody in my guild asked for a roster review yesterday. I was like, why? You're 12 million. What do you want me to tell you? But we'll see. It's probably more up Captain's alley for more tailored little things. Where are we at? 32, let's say 32.45. So we got this guy Pamino here. Appreciate a roster review. Returning player from years and years ago. I've quit twice in the past. So my shard is Leviathans and Profundities only. Only Jedi and Droid CT. Oh, man, this is going to be a fun one. Everything else is at 0. My current plan is to 1. Finish my 501st team. 2. Farm Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Kenobi. 3. Lord Vader. This is this Egnards army? Am I being punked? No, I'm not. Okay. Lord Vader. 4 assault battle teams, 5 profundity, or 2025 fleet. I know you're not a fan of Lord Vader, and I wouldn't follow that route if I were to start a new account. Having said that, I feel that right now he is the farm I should go for because I have 501st and want to relic them up. Due to the fact that I'm a returning player, my ships are really bad, and only decent fleet is Negotiator. Going for LV means going for Bad Batch and Marauder, something that might greatly boost my fleet. Are you dead set on continuing with the current farms you're doing? No, I'm not, with the only exception being Finnish gas. How highly do you value efficiency versus fun farms? In the past, I cared only for fun. After my return, I would say I value 60 to 70 efficiency, 40-30 fun. I'm curious about your opinion of my future farming path and the order in which you would put them or change them completely. Oh man, no, I don't like to roast people, man. You know, Cap does a good job of roasting people, and sometimes I get like reviews and people are like, man, he like really roasted my roster. I try not to, because everybody's roster is different, and it's based on them and how you want to play the game. And I have not looked at this person's account yet. I know you don't see .gg up on your screen yet. They are a relatively early game account at 2.3 million. That's all I'm going to look at before I kind of answer this question. And that might change once we look at it. So there's a couple of things that you want to do on your account first and foremost, which is kind of setting up the ROI, and that's going to set off the lights for the bingo card, right? We want to set it up so that our account is doing work for us instead of constantly doing work for the account. Now, for me, one of those things is at the very, very least getting CT1 in 5 out of the 7 assault battles, because that's going to provide you a backbone of Chirotech. And I only say 5 out of the 7 assault battles. 1, because I don't count Duel of the Fates in this particular aspect, since it has its own reward structure. And 2, because Secrets and Shadows and Fanatical Devotion, the teams that you use them for are in the early game more on the mediocre side, and you're not going to get a relative return on your investment from anything. But at least in the other 5 assault battles, a lot of those teams are going to be used in other game modes, or they're going to be GL requirement characters. So you're going to be able to kind of do them passively to be able to build up your Chirotech. So you're looking at something like Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan, which are going to be heavy farms for your Chirotech, but you're not thinking about all of the materials you're going to need overall in the game. When we talk about things like Marauder and Negotiator, I kind of see where you're coming from with wanting to do Marauder and Bad Batch, but I think one thing that you're really not understanding, and again, haven't looked at your account yet, is that the Bad Batch farms are the reason why people generally don't do a Lord Vader early. It has nothing to do with the 501st, and I only mention that since you mentioned that you're going for 501st, and that's part of the reason that you're doing Lord Vader, part of the reason. It's the 4 Bad Batch characters, all of which are going to be heavy Chirotech farms, when the majority of GLs really only have between 1 and 3 marquees. Lord Vader has 4. Leia also has 4, obviously, but it's more of a self-contained GL that you don't really have to go for right away. And Ahsoka, it seems, I personally think it's likely that Ahsoka is going to have 4, even though we've only found out about 3 of them so far. Some other GL, like say Jabba, who has 3 marquees, he provides so much on the back end that it becomes worth it in order to do those things. So it's just something to keep in mind. I have mentioned this before. There is somebody on Discord, where are they? Fractal, who's kind of been working on Executor versus Leviathan with like low gear Executor, 5-star Executor. And I think last that we checked, we're looking at about a 60% win rate with his strategies on fighting the Leviathan with his lower geared Executor. Which is going to make for a much faster farm, and it's going to allow you to be able to do other things. But we haven't looked, so let's switch over the source and let's see what's up, shall we? We got Pamino, like fire, 2.3 million. We know that. Battle for Naboo. For a 2.3 million account, getting a million score is actually really nice, and I gotta give you props for that. Congratulations on doing it. I'm gonna assume that you bought the Lightspeed bundle, but I haven't looked yet, and we're just gonna kind of see. But now if I look at your guild, and we look at Battle for Naboo, right? They're doing that box around 25 million, which means that you really only need approximately 400,000 in order to do what your guild is expecting of you. If we look at trying to push towards the next box, which would be 67 million, and is a huge jump up. So is a big ask, but is also reasonable. You're going to need about 1.2 million in order to meet your guild averages, and you seem like a kind of player that's going to want to beat that average just a little bit. You are very close to that. I would not hyper prioritize the raid. If you want to put a little bit of more resources into that raid, then that's completely fine, but I wouldn't go too terribly crazy. So let's actually take a look here. Yeah, we definitely, unless you just went after these characters in the past, which I doubt, especially with like Eth Koth. You've definitely bought that Lightspeed bundle. No shame in that at all. Padawan Obi-Wan, nowhere near. Master Qui-Gon, nowhere near. Queen Amidala, I didn't think that you had her, but I just had to check for my own sanity based on what you're trying to do with those two characters. Veers, good morning, man. How's it going? Battle for Naboo. Now, does this say raid history, rank 4? All right, it doesn't tell me how many teams you're using in order to do this, but I mean, you should be hitting between 900,000 and 1.2 million with your Luminara squad. And we don't have Darth Maul up too high yet. We don't have Sidious up too high yet, right? To do like a separatist team to be able to make up some of those points on the back end. But I honestly think that that's probably your best bet for doing what your guild needs you to do, without going too crazy. And just ignoring Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon for now. Let's see. Jedi and droids are doing at CT1 for your assault battles. So let's just kind of check some of this stuff out. See what's going on. Imperial Troopers. Imperial Troopers, we got nothing right now. So you're doing it straight up with droids or Empire for Forest Moon. Bounty Hunter. Nothing for Bounty Hunter yet, and we're pretty out there on it. Rebels. Okay. And it's 1, 2, 3, and you have the other two. Let's see. Where are they? Just to see if you bought this bundle. No, we did not. And one more real quick that I don't think you bought either. Okay. So really what I would like to do is focus on getting some of the important ones. Worth, good morning. Worth Ferguson, I should say, but I'm thinking Craig Ferguson in my head. We want to build up some of that back end, and I personally, right now, I'm not thinking that going Lord Vader and Marauder and Bad Batch is best for you. Let's kind of take a look at the tools and see where our gear is at. Again, I can only provide guidance. You know, it's really up to you guys to decide or definitely say, hey, yes, I'm doing something, or no, I'm not doing something. All right, we weren't around for these bundles. Jedi Master Luke, nothing, I didn't think. Yes, Lord Vader. Yeah, you're not, it's not like you're close to it at all. 1,000, 1240. Let's take a look at some of this stuff. Hermit's getting there. Wampa's sort of getting there. Rebel Officer Leia. Organa is kind of getting there. What about Dash? We don't have Dash Rendar yet. What about our ships? Well, if we don't have Dash Rendar, then we would not have Outrider just yet. Our Negotiator's still at 6 stars. You're going to be putting a lot of work into this Negotiator fleet. And the thing is, I know you say Fleet 2025 as being a possibility too. I don't think it is. It's not going to be a possibility for this account, especially with how strong Leviathan was in terms of what you needed, right? Needing Malgus, needing Fury class, needing 2 R9s. I would not count on that as being something that's in your range. And unfortunately, I typically, when we talk about like the soft counters, so we talk about something like Finalizer versus Executor, or we talk about something like Executrix versus Profundity, typically that soft counter doesn't work against the next fleet. But what does work against the next fleet is older GL level fleets. I would really like to see, normally I would say going for Executor, but I do strongly think that we will be seeing a Fleet 2025 in Q1. And you're kind of equidistant between it and Profundity, where I would make the case where you should be focusing a little bit more on going towards your Profundity. You are going to want to go the JML, and you are going to want to go the Jabba route, which we talk about a lot here. But you are very, very behind on these characters, which is actually semi-okay right now, since you're going to have to kind of get Leia Organa up. What I would strongly recommend is, at the very least, building up a bounty hunter team that is going to be capable of getting you Chewbacca. That's going to be kind of important for you as you move forward. It's also going to give you a CT1 in Rebel Roundup. To go off of ease, I would probably do something like Bossk, Jango, Boba Fett, because those are all characters you're going to need at some point in the future. And then if you want to go low cost but have some frustration, you could do Dengar and Cad Bane, since they will be useful to you in the future. Or you could do Greef and the Mandalorian. Actually, Greef and the Mandalorian I don't think are Cairo hogs. And that will make it a little bit easier for you instead of like Dengar and Cad Bane. Just with the way that their kits work, they came out after the Chewbacca event came out. You're going to want that for a couple of reasons. One, for Rebel Roundup for CT1. But two, you're also going to want to be able to do those bounty events that come around like once a month-ish or so that you can get shards. I don't remember which shards are in Bounty 1 versus Bounty 2. But you definitely want to prioritize Rebel Officer Leia Organa, because you don't want to spend Get 2 on her, right? You're kind of finishing up your Finalizer right now. Not your Finalizer, your Negotiator right now. You're using Get 2 towards that. So as many shards that we can get for Rebel Officer Leia as possible, she is your #1 priority from those bounty events, as you work a little bit on those bounty hunters to get them up to like G11, G12 for Chewbacca. Also for this bounty event, and once again also for Rebel Roundup, so that you're getting more Zetas and so that you're getting more Kyrotech. Rebel Officer Leia is your priority. Wamba is your second priority. Again, I don't remember if they're in the same event or if one's in Bounty 1 or one's in Bounty 2. So you might be able to farm both of them at the same time. You might have to wait, but Rebel Officer is more important because Wampa and Hoda can be bought with Get 1. Now, you have told me that gas is your #1 priority right now, and you're going to need Get 1 for him as well, which means you're not going to be able to farm Hermit Yoda and Wampa right away. But that's okay, because you have a lot of catching up to do in other areas. Just make sure that once gas, you have enough for gas, that you are prioritizing Wampa and Hermit Yoda. I would say prioritize Wampa first because she is a one-woman wrecking crew. She's like Miley Cyrus in her early 20s. You pop that Omicron on, it puts in work, especially in earlier GAC, so that you don't have to go too crazy, and it gives you a whole nother offensive team. I very, very, very strongly would recommend that you, at this point, start really focusing and gearing up and gearing towards profundity rather than anything else. You're going to have to start working on Dash Rendar, who you don't yet have. Fire Marshal, good morning, man. Excited for another Hell Week. And congratulations on your first week as TW officer, because you're a dummy and agreed to do that for us. You're going to need to start working towards Dash Rendar. If you're going to take my advice, you're going to need to start working on Outrider. I don't actually think that you're going to need to refresh either of those. You can probably slow farm both of them. 6 months seems like a long time with having to get Outrider. You might start to get to a point where you're getting close to profundity without having it at 7 stars, and if that is the case, then you can kind of say, hey, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, but I would be working on Dash, I would be working on Outrider, I'd be working on your profundity ships, I would be working on my bounty hunters in order to get them to CT1 just for right now. Once you have profundity, and again, we're talking 4 to 6 months down the road, hopefully we are much closer on Rebel Officer Leia, we are much closer on Hermit Yoda, we are much closer on Wampa. That is when I would start to really push towards Jedi Master Luke, which is going to give you a CLS team for military might, which is part of the reason why Chewbacca is going to be a little bit important, but again, also we need those bounty events. It's also going to give you CT3 on the Jedi event that you're already doing. And by this time, you should be thinking about getting close to hard conquest, and you're going to want one of the strongest characters in the game for that. At that point, my next, it's always either JML Jabba or Jabba JML. They just, because of Jedi Knight Luke and because they're both really important GLs, to me it doesn't matter which one you're going for, but you should always do the other one immediately afterwards. So if I were to talk about the current plan that you are talking about right now, finish your 501st in gas. That's a hard non-negotiable for you. I get that. I would completely scratch Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Kenobi off your roster. I wouldn't even think about them right now. I would scratch Lord Vader off your roster. It is a waste for you. Your assault battle teams, you're going to be working on that with the bounty hunters to at least get that CT1. You're going to be working on that as you go towards JML and as you go towards CLS with that JML team, which is going to give you military might and a little bit more on that Jedi one. Profundity is going to be before that. That's really what I would be working on. By the time you're going to get profundity way before when you would have finished the whole Marauder thing and put everybody up to the relics that you're going to need. It just makes a lot more sense, especially when we're thinking about Fleet 2025 kind of coming up at some point. The one thing we did not talk about is your Sith for places of power. What I would say, just thinking about raid and places of power together, is that between Emperor Palpatine, Dooku, Darth Vader, Darth Sidious, and Darth Maul, you probably can do CT1 if you invest in them at least to G12. Nihilus really is... Nihilus really is the vehicle to that team, so I kind of see it as being incredibly difficult to do past CT1 without him, unless you are using like C, or unless you are using First Order. But Sidious and Darth Maul are two characters that if you want to just push your raid slightly higher for the guild average that your guild is probably going to want you to push towards, getting them to G12 or so will not hurt you, and they are both GL requirements for the future. If you're having trouble with that, you can always do Palpatine, Maul, Sidious, Vader. X out Count Dooku, though I found him really useful in these earlier tiers because of all of the assisting and him healing himself and being a pain in the butt for that reason. Then maybe consider Nihilus for that, just to like G11, G12. It's an old farm, no Chirotech, that'll get you places of power, which will be really nice for you. But in essence, I really would strongly advise against Lord Vader, and you kind of fall into that same dichotomy that we talk about a lot of where people are in the game, where once you have certain core structures built up, then you can choose to do other things for fun. You can, of course, choose to do those things for fun now, but it will affect you, and it's just something that you need to consider. All right, so if you have any questions, reach out on Discord, but hopefully that helps you. Guys, I'm just going to grab myself some water. Normally I do that before my roster reviews in general, but because the raid was so quick, I forgot about it. So give me 2 minutes to catch up on making sure everything's situated with TB. I see my other TB officer is messaging me, and to grab myself some water. I will be right back, and we'll try to get a few more out because we got like 50 minutes to kill before TB even starts. Okay, sorry that took a bit longer than I expected. I'm literally hobbling around the house, mostly on one foot right now. So walking up and down flights of stairs is definitely not something that is working for me. Let's see what we got going on here. Get Pamino. We're going to move on to this next one. Pop up Discord. Tim, good morning. Sorry, you jumped in right as I stepped away. Let's see what we got. And I checked Hot Utils. It's still down, which is worrying to me. Just because all my mods are switched around right now. And where's Hot Utils? There it is. And I will not be able to do TB. Another 10 minutes. We keep getting rate limited. Not sure what's going on. Oh boy. That's going to be fun to deal with. All right. Let's see. Hey, Egnards. Really appreciate what you guys are doing. Would love a roster review for my account. Link to your account. I have that up on my screen already, so no need to worry. Top of your fleet look like. Oh, I got to get my timestamp in. Thanks for reminding me, guys. Let's say 5930. Just for the hell of it, right? Although I rank in around the mid-30s, usually my top 20s is mostly executors at 7 stars, with some at 4 to 6, along with a couple profundities at 5 to 7 stars. Are you coordinating? No. So now we actually have a new command on our Discord. I think it's !fleet Discord. And if you type that in, it'll link you to my Fleet Discord video if you want to learn how to communicate with your Fleet Discord. But I will say that typically they're not going to talk to you at all, at least until you have Executor and we have not seen your account yet. Assault battles. Do your best if you don't remember. No Rebel Roundup. No Forest Moon. We're doing Places of Power. We're doing Military Might. We're doing Ground War. We're doing Secrets and Shadows. Interesting. So probably the Phoenix bundle. But we will see about that. Farming the characters for gas and gearing up my Darth Revan team. I have also just started grinding some of the characters and ships for Executor. Darth Revan team should be fairly quick. That's fine. I think efficiency is better for the most part, but I'm working on a farm for fun right now. But if I have a set path ahead, I think it would be more focused on efficiency. Any favorite characters? Gas and GL Kenobi. But GL Kenobi probably wouldn't be my first GL. Ooh, good. It looks like Hot Utils is starting to run too. I listen, I get people have their favorite characters, and basically what I kind of tell people as general advice is that you need to set up the back end of your account, and once you set up the back end account of the account, which kind of culminates in or ends with Jabba, really, then there may be more efficient or less efficient ways of going after things, but you're in a much better position at that point to make those decisions and make those choices and decide if you want to be more or less efficient. Where you are in the game right now, if you want to play with any degree of competitiveness, and I understand that that's kind of silly, you're looking at it from the earlier part of the game, but you can be competitive in your own shard, and plenty of people are competitive at different parts of this game. If you want any degree of competitiveness, you're going to want to go after those things first. Irokoro, which I hope I said right, but yes, this is Hell Week. This is my least favorite week in the game. I hate Hell Week. I hate having to do TB and Conquest. It's nice that it's the last Conquest in a cycle, so my teams are more set, and it's going to be a little bit easier depending on my data disks. But there's just so much running in the game that I don't have. I mean, I guess I do have time for it, but that's because it's summer, and that's because I'm at home right now. right? I don't have time for that during the school year, or as much during the school year. So let's go over to .gg. I'm actually just loading out my hot utils loadouts right now as well, so that I can be prepared for TB. That's done. So the Mad Hatter, 3 million. Using the Thrawn fleet. Okay. Well, we're using a scatter Thrawn fleet. Jedi Revan. Just got our raid history. Havoc Empire. So your guild went back. They said, no, we're not doing great in Naboo. We're not doing it. You got 21,000, which I get. It's definitely overtuned for many people. Which means that you don't have to go too crazy with this raid, right? Like, people in your guild may eventually start wanting to do it, and you might have to build up like 1 team or 2 teams, but you don't want to spend too many resources. You know, you could do like that Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, Newt Gunray, B2 lead, and, you know, Magna Guard, which you're going for gas anyway, so you're gonna have like B2 and Magna Guard at a decent level, and it's honestly gonna probably give you enough. Yeah, Pamino, awesome. And I'll tag it so you can watch it again later. But yes, I don't think it's. I get why you want to do that, but I think it's going to take you so much time to get yourself where you need to be that by the time that's happening, it's going to be mostly obsolete for what you need it for, if all of that makes sense. I would be working towards building up a strong foundation right now. That's how I would do that, you know. Look, you know, when we talk about efficiency and we talk about being when we talk about efficiency versus fun, you have to do what's right for you. But I would say that Arc and Echo, I think they're both R8 requirements for Lord Vader. They don't have to go to R8 just yet, right? You're going to need those high-end materials for the profundity grind. They're not important R8s for you right now. R5 would be a more natural stopping point, at least for you right now. Your gas team will do exactly what you need it to do at that R5 level, and you can revisit bringing them up a little bit higher when you start to look towards Lord Vader in the future. But really, he is a very low priority GL because of his so self-contained and so expensive. That might change depending on the Ahsoka requirements. You know, we already have like the gas requirement being a holdover between the two. So Mad Hatter, you know, that Sith Seppi team is probably your best bet if your guild starts to prioritize the raid a little bit. Just because you are working towards gas, which, you know, Pamino, you're obviously doing as well, and bringing up Maul and Newt to like G12, even to do the first tier, or this, I guess it would be tier 1 because there's a tier 0, will give you more than enough points to meet your guild's raid average. Let's see. Tools. Okay, did not buy these. My mic is in the way of seeing things. Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master, Kenobi, Executor, Profundity. You could make a case for Profundity here as well. Let's see what we're looking like. Defying gravity. Alright, so Wampa's already there. Hermit Yoda is already where it needs to be. Okay, so you're in a better position looking towards these things. Dead set on finishing current things. Farming the characters for gas and bringing my Darth Revan team. Okay. So listen, I don't think gas is a priority for you, but it's one of your favorite characters, and if your two favorite characters are gas and would essentially be like a GL Kenobi, then do gas. GL Kenobi is going to be a long road for you, and then having to deal with Commander Ahsoka Tano to make him like really put in the work that he needs to. If you're really going to pick a farm that needs to be like your favorite farm, do gas, because at least there will be some overlap there. Depressed Wampa Man, yes, it's a good thing. You know, it is. I got a bunch of people that messaged me on Discord this morning about Jar Jar saying, oh, I got him, or like, oh, I hate the event now because it's broken. And I apologize for those of you that it's like a little messed up right now, but I'm glad that everybody's thinking about me in regards to Jar Jar Binks. So again, I don't think that gas is necessary right now, but if we're gonna pick a farm that's gonna make you happy as a gamer, then fine, do gas right now. Darth Revan, you already have Darth Revan, so building up that team maybe to R5 is not going to be the worst thing in the world. While you're gearing those things, I would be shard farming towards other things. I want to just kind of take a look at these ships, and let's see where we're looking between these two. Do not have Outrider yet. What about Razor Crest? Don't have Razor Crest yet, and we're thinking about Xanadu Blood. What about Millennium Falcon? Don't have the Millennium Falcon, obviously, because we don't have Bounty Hunter ships. Okay, and our profile, we're hitting rank 35. What is on the horizon for you? Mostly executors, with some at 4 to 6, along with a couple profundities. It might be worth it for you to just, I mean, there's going to be overlap, because you need 4 bounty hunter ships at 7 in order to get Millennium Falcon. But it might be beneficial for you to just bite the bullet and go for profundity. Hey JJ, I told you, man, I had my own stuff that I needed to get done today. But like I said, dude, hit me up on Discord, and we'll chat later if you got some time. But thanks for the raid, dude. All right, I want to look, before I kind of make a determination here, I just want to look at where we are with these different assault battles. So Rebel Roundup, we got nothing right now. Forest Moon, we got nothing, and that's really one that's super easy to build on because it's a twofer. Now, having semi-decent, like, GG squad, yeah, man, cheers. Well, it's just water. It's not vodka today, but still cheers. Having that GG squad that you're going to kind of mostly get from gas might put you over the edge for Forest Moon, but because I don't remember seeing GG in here, you know, that is not going to be something that we're going to want to rely on. Yeah, I would really like to get these up to CT1, at least. Like, even if we did... You know what? I'm going to say go for Executor first over Profundity. Because if you go for Executor over Profundity, you're going to build out Veer, Stark, Piet anyway at some point. And it's kind of going to put you over the edge a little bit. So if you do like Veer, Stark, Piet, and I know you can do this with ISC and Gar-Saxon, but I think it's better to build out a more formative team for yourself. So if you do like Veer, Stark, Piet, Dark Trooper, and Range Trooper, you will have yourself a serviceable team, and that team will get you CT3 on Forest Moon and at least CT1 on Rebel Roundup, even if before you get any of them to relics, right? So Veer, Stark, Piet, Dark Trooper, Range Trooper, even just to G12 will get you, with the right modding, Forest Moon to CT3, and Rebel Roundup to at least CT1. And then obviously you're going to want to bring Piet up a little bit higher for Executor, but you're going to need to start working on those Razor Crest shards now if you haven't done it already. Let's see. I'm loving this. Sorry. Oh, look at that. Hey, Pamino, cheers, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I saw that and I was like, oh, does he mean what I think he means? So thank you. So I think that this is again, you can work on the gearing for your Gas and your Darth Revan because you already have the shards kind of farmed for Darth Revan, and Gas is kind of like your fun farm right now. But while you're doing that, you should be working on that Imperial Troopers team to help you finish out the assault battle priority that you need. At that point, with where you are in the game, we just fall into that same spot that I really think everybody should go into. Focus Executor first, right? I was on the fence between Profundity and Executor, but with really wanting to shore up our assault battles as well, I think that Executor is the way to go. Finish up, prioritize Executor hard and fast, and then you're going down that same route of JML into Jabba. And this is, again, where I talk about, and I say this constantly, once you have JML and Jabba, you're at a point in the game where you can better make choices that may or may not be the most efficient in the game, but you're not going to hurt yourself that much. So as much as after Executor, JML, Jabba, I personally wouldn't go for GL Kenobi. If you wanted to, it would not be the worst thing in the world, right? It would not hold you back considerably. But the important thing with that Executor into JML, into Jabba, and that Imperial Troopers team is getting at least CT1 on Rebel Roundup and Forest Moon. JML will give you CT3 on Military Might. It'll give you CT3 on Ground War. Jabba is going to give you Smuggler's Run 2, which is one of the best events in the game right now. It'll also finish up your Rebel Roundup to CT3 once you've kind of jumped that team just a little bit more. And then you'll be in a position where you're getting Fleet Crystals, as well as have a lot of the tools that allow the game to work for you. Rock Gunner, yes, Forest Moon is not that hard if you have the right team and if you have the right modding. Unfortunately, Rebel Roundup is a little bit harder, and it's just nice to have a serviceable team, right? So this is a team, even at G12, that will put in work for you in GAC, will put in work for you for TW, it will put in work for you during Conquest. Obviously not at the same level that my teams are putting in work for me, but at 3 million, you're at a different point in the game here. So I think if we were to really strongly talk about where you should be, that's what I would be doing. Once again, I personally would not be doing gas this early. I think there are more important things. But when we talk about having two favorite farms, and one of them is really, really hard, and one of them's honestly relatively easy, do it. It's a game, you know, have fun with the game. All right, let's see. We got Luna. All right, we're gonna pop in on Luna here. Let's see what we got. We have 24 minutes till TB. Where is my Discord source? Oh, there it is. Luna. All right, what time is it? Let's say 1:20. All right, so Luna. Just watched your newest video on the Imperial Remnant and what mid-game players should do. So Luna is definitely talking about the collaborative video that I did with Fat Phil, that 2-part video. Fat Phil loves keeping me up until like 1 in the morning, filming for 4 or 5 hours. Ooh, I hear a blender upstairs, which means smoothies. Alright, well, if you want to watch it, you can watch it. But I'm mid-game with 7.5, I think. I'm at a loss. My count, Fleet Arena 19, Leviathans 1 profundity. Ooh, 7.5 million, and we're really light on these assault battles. Just got all the requirements to obtain Leviathan. Just getting the last 2 ships to 7 from 6. Not dead set. I value efficiency over fun. Want to start farming the new zombie Imperials so I can finally have a relevant team, but unsure if I should start Gungans instead. Any and all help is greatly appreciated. Now, I'm going to really enjoy doing this one because this is kind of that time in the game where people make different choices based on what they want, and I think that this is where I can provide maybe a little bit more insight versus saying the stereotypical things, but I also really fear that I'm going to say just the stereotypical things just because I'm noticing in our assault battles that Rebel Roundup is still 1 and Ground War is still 2, which kind of signals a few things to me, but really at 7.5 million, I honestly expect to see some CT3s and, you know, mostly CT2s, at least in that top 5. So I am hoping I'm wrong, but let's take a look. .gg. Lunatics profile 7.5 million. Oh, good. Rank 75, which is gonna change, right? Because we're gonna be getting Leviathan. Now, the unfortunate thing is Leviathan is really locked behind 7 stars. A lot of the things that you need for Leviathan to work are at that 7-star level. So while having a 4 or 5-star Leviathan will get you crystals, I'm not necessarily sure if it'll reliably get you into the top 10 unless you are at this point willing to really throw crystals at the wall. I would at the very, very, very least try to do 2 or 3 refreshes per month to try and speed that up as much as you can. I see my wife is texting me. Come up. I will be back in 20 seconds. I just want to grab something for my wife real quick, and then we'll keep talking about this. Lovely wife made me a protein and berry smoothie, so I wanted to make sure that I have that. Sometimes I drink healthy things on stream. So when we talk about Leviathan and getting Leviathan, again, you will definitely get fleet crystals. You'll definitely get into the top 50. We're looking at 19 Leviathans. I don't know how many of them are 7 stars. That's kind of unclear to me. You're going to have to make that determination on your own. But I would, again, really try to commit to at least 2 to 3 refreshes a month to try to speed yourself to 7 stars on that, especially because it is something that you have clearly heavily invested in. Let's see. So we have Kylo, we have Rey. Probably bought those Lightspeed bundles. Thank God we have Jedi Master Luke, but we're not doing Ground War at CT3, so we have some talking to do there. We have JMK, Starkiller, no Grand Inquisitor, no Jabba. That's something for me to yell at you about. And then we asked, yeah, we're right there. You asked me about Jar Jar, and I think I know my answer on that one, but I just want to look here. Okay, so you're doing about 400,000. Your guild, your guild doesn't need you to prioritize the raid much. Here's the thing with Gungans. I love them. All my Gungans are R9. As Depressed Wampa pointed out, the way that I play this game with these Gungans, literally when people unlock them, the first thing they do is they think about me because I am the Gungan go-to. Anytime Meathead has questions about Gungan bugs, I can't guarantee I'm the first person he messages, but he does message me and say, hey, I know you've heard about this, what's going on? I am the Gungan guy, and I'm here to tell you that they are not a priority team for you, right? If you're at the late game looking to get raid score, great. But where you are in the game right now, there are so many more important things to do. I haven't even looked at your Gungan shards right now, but you're looking at a minimum of 3 more months until you can get Jar Jar, which means it's not even going to be worth it for you for the raid. With what your guild is currently doing with the raid, you maybe, I mean, you're already above the average for them, but you maybe want to invest just a little bit, as long as the rest of your guild is also investing a little bit, right, to be able to build up that raid box. If you can get your guild to be doing 1.2 million a person, you'll be able to kind of get yourself back to the raid box that you need to be at. I would not go higher than that. And Gungans are going to be a really expensive way to achieve that. It is not something that I would strongly recommend. Now, when we talk about the new zombie troopers and we talk about wanting to have a relevant team, the reality is, you know, we don't know what to expect with that team. They look super cool. I am kind of excited for them. I did buy the 2 packs for the last one that just came out. That's not Night Trooper, it's Peridia, Death Trooper Peridia. But even I am going to mostly be farming them as we kind of go along, because even I am recognizing as a 12 million player that they're not necessarily they are a priority, but they're not worth overspending on, especially with the GL cadence. And you heard the thing that I did with Fat Phil, so you kind of have an idea of what I'm talking about. But now, having not even looked at your profile itself yet, let's take a gander. And while we do that, I am also realizing I did not do my Peridia stuff today, so we're going to let those run. All right. Let's see how our raids are doing. Raid stuff. Okay. Not bad. I mean, even if you were to just invest in Sidious at this point, you know, B2 lead, Sidious, Darth Maul, who you already have at 7 stars, Magna Guard, and like Droidnica, probably put you right around 900,000 for the raid, and put you up to a little under where maybe I want you, but way above what your guild is currently expecting of you. And that, you know, might be worth it. Especially because he will end up being something that you are going to need in the far future. But going back on these assault battles, I'm really curious about Luke. Okay, let's see, what's Jedi Master Luke? Not the worst. Remember, we really want that protection up for Jedi Knight Luke for everything, but I would like to see higher speeds on our GL. I mean, it's not the biggest priority for you maybe right now, but okay. Yeah, it looks like you understand modding, and I say that because so many people that I look at their accounts, they don't understand modding. It just looks like, well, he doesn't really need the speed as much. It just looks like you don't have the modding background, and you're going to need, you know, to kind of build that up a little bit more. So, let's talk assault battle, shall we? Okay, ground war. You should be doing ground war at CT3, non-negotiable. Take all of the speed mods off of Jedi Knight Luke. Put 0 speed mods on him. Literally no speed. Maybe a crit avoidance arrow. I like a crit avoidance arrow. Some people will do an offense arrow, but for me, I found the crit avoidance arrow was the way to go for this. Put him in the leader spot. Throw Jedi... I think I said Jedi Master Luke, but I meant Jedi Knight Luke if I didn't. Throw Jedi Knight Luke in the leader spot. Throw him with Jedi Master Luke. Throw him with Hermit Yoda, Jedi Knight Revan, and I actually think Grandmaster Yoda would be good here. But if it doesn't work with Grandmaster Yoda, throw in General Kenobi just to have an extra tank, but also to have an extra mass attack. And the goal of doing Ground War is going to be to use your granted special right in the beginning as fast as you can so that it speed limits everybody, and then using your mass stun, working your way through till there is one enemy left. And I really tried to also have my mass stun up for the next run, and you want to finish every wave with that mass attack special ability that Jedi Knight Luke gives to everybody, because that means that Jedi Knight Luke will start every round. And if Jedi Knight Luke starts every round, that basically means that he is going to speed limit at the beginning of every single round. That is going to give you CT3. You have the team to do it. You're already there. You don't have to necessarily worry too much. You've got that going on for you. That should be 3, no doubt. Let's see. Military might is only a CT1. That should not be the case. Where are my rebels? I'm a rebel, I'm a badass bitch. Okay, let's see. This has to be a modding. Do we have... Yeah, we have Chewbacca, we have Commander, we have Chew-P-O. Do we have C-3PO? And Mon Mothma has to be here because you have Jedi Knight Luke. Or because you have Jedi Master Luke. Again, you understand modding. We have to get our mods in order. Next time Military Might comes out, remod this team for it. And do Commander Luke Skywalker, Chew-P-O in the second slot, C-3PO, Han Solo, and take away Chewbacca and put in Mon Mothma. Okay, and at the beginning of the first wave on CT2 and CT3, use the granted special that comes with the event with literally everybody, and then just hit auto. There might be a little bit of RNG. You might have to do it, 2 or 3 times. But for the most part, that's going to get you that with everything that you have right now. Once again, you might have to remod. The mods aren't amazing, but it'll be worth it because you will get a CT3 at 3 stars without too much effort at all. And that's without having to upgrade anything that you don't already have. And that will bring your assault battles up way higher and way more in line with where they should be for your level in this game. Let's check out some more of these. Now you have SLKR, so you should be able to do places of power at CT3. I will level with you. I know it's a pain in the butt if you haven't looked up the videos. It basically involves using crew and SLKR and putting it on like auto basic for an hour and just walking away and then coming back, and then they're all built up and then everybody's happy and you nuke everybody. Not everybody likes doing that, and I understand because it takes a lot of time, and you're not going to get it at 3 stars that way, which means you have to do it every single time. So if you're happy with places of power at CT3 right now, I completely understand that. Let's check out these guys real quick. And bounty hunters. Okay, Rebel Roundup at CT1 is fine. Secrets and Shadows we're not doing yet, it's not a high priority one to get Secrets and Shadows to CT1. It doesn't look like it has to be an accident, right? You applied that Omicron. Is it just like, oops, I didn't think about it? Because you did not invest in this team at all. So pour one out for that. Now, with your Night Sisters, you bought the Night Sisters bundle. I would recommend getting Merrin to at least G12 in the short term, because when we talk about Secrets and Shadows not being a priority, the reality is she is the only character that you really need to bring up at this point. You're going to want her Zetas, but I have seen pictures, Fat Phil has sent me pictures of his Night Sisters, where he did it with literally one relic character. You are not going to have the mod background to be able to do that. But if you do remod for Secrets and Shadows and have at least a G12 Merrin in that team, so like Mother Talzin, Oldaka, Night Sister Zombie, Merrin, and Asajj. Some people might say throw in Talia instead of like Asajj, but I think it works just as fine with her. You should be able to get CT1 really easy with a relatively low investment, and I do think that that largely would be worth it for you. No, I don't want to do that. That's not what we're looking at. Take a look at our Inquisitors. We don't have them farmed up at all. But you know what? My guild doesn't do anything for the points they need, so it doesn't matter. But Alright, let's see what we got. Going back to the game. Alright, so let's see. With those things in mind, right, talking about the assault battles and how you can do ground war and military might relatively easily, Secrets and Shadows, you want Merrin to be a short-term project just so that you'll have a serviceable Night Sisters team, and it'll give you Secrets and Shadows Fanatical devotion, I'm going to be honest. I generally tell people around this time that they should be going for them, but it just doesn't seem, I'm going to check again before I say it, but it just doesn't seem like it's a priority for your guild right now. So it's maybe something to hold off on. I don't see Third Sister being anywhere near our future. Yeah, only 3 Grand Inquisitors. So unless your guild starts to push that. Okay. So looking back on your Discord message and wanting to focus on newer stuff, but also not over prioritizing it. This is kind of what I was saying in that video with Fat Phil. If you want to work towards new stuff, do it in the background. And some people on Discord kind of ask me, what does in the background mean? And I mean, do your 5 battles a day. So as things start to become farmable, do 5 battles on it, right? Let it build up, let yourself work towards it while you're prioritizing and working towards the things that you need right now. You need to be putting some crystals towards this Leviathan event so that you can speed that up so that it's super relevant. You'll notice your game completely changes once you start getting those fleet crystals. Once again, you're going to want to, once you have it unlocked, start talking to your fleet Discord. I do have a video that'll help you out. There's a command on our Discord. It's !fleet Discord, I believe. That'll bring up the video. It's 4 minutes long. It's super easy. That's your priority right now. Merrin is a short-term project, is a priority right now. Java's a priority. Okay, so if I had to say anything, you really need to be working towards Java for Smuggler's Run 2, but also it'll give you Rebel Roundup CT3. And while you're working on Java, you already have Jedi Knight Luke. That is when, if the new Imperial Remnant team is just a cool team that you're like, man, I really want to get, and I know it's not the smartest thing in the world, but I want to do it, and I want to have something that's newer. That's your time to work on them as your secondary priority as you're doing Java, right? So you're just doing your shard generation while you're gearing up Java stuff. And as you start to finish gearing up Java stuff, you can start putting gear up towards those characters. What is that going to culminate in? You already saw the video. You know what I think. You know what Fat Phil thinks. I do think that there'll be important teams, but just as a reminder, unfortunately, look at your guild and look at what they're doing in battle for Naboo right now. 330 million. They're probably not going to be over prioritizing the things that I think are going to be important in that next raid. So I wouldn't go too terribly crazy with it. I think that your route should be as we've discussed. If I were playing this account, so if I were gifted this account tomorrow, I would probably, as I'm working on Java, I would be working on Inquisitors in the background, getting my Grand Inquisitor, and then finding a new guild. But that is without understanding your guild dynamic, understanding if you want to do that, understanding if these are just really great friends and you're happy with where you are. But that's what I would do. What you would do is what I've already suggested, and that would be my recommended path. And if you have any questions, feel free, hit me up on Discord. It's just about 1 o'clock, which means it is TV time. Okay, it's just about TV time. So this last one, P Daddy, is gonna have to wait until tomorrow. Let's just check in. I think I posted my stuff for the day. Where is it? TB chat, TB announcement. All right. Everybody gets to see the inner workings of my guild and the messages that I send them. Said a little prayer. Hopefully that works. Hopefully we have a much better TB than we had last time, right? Because that was not a fun one for me. While I wait for it to turn over, which is what's going to happen just about now, we'll run to the bathroom real quick. Then we're going to burn out our P1, and we're going to see if I can finally manage to get a completely perfect P1 without any input, with just on auto, which there's always one or two combats that elude me, unfortunately. So we're going to see if that happens. Give me a minute and a half, 2 minutes. We will be right back. All right. It seems like my BRB wasn't working. Let's see real quick. Why is this not working? Play even when not visible. Slide. Loop. Should be looping. I don't know. I don't know why that's not working. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out tomorrow, right? Let's get back into the game and let's see what's going on. Oh, I'm gonna get destroyed in GAC because I just lost a battle that I definitely should not have lost. So we're not. Let's see. He's a nice guy. He messaged me, said hi. Haven't heard from him in 18 hours. Maybe he'll say hi again to me. We are going to start on the. Let's start here. Okay. Those of you that don't know, we have our TB library. Teach you how to auto everything in TB. Pretty much everything. Almost everything. And also manual. There's a lot of manual videos there too, that like Kazgul and Rymus and Rising Phoenix, and I think Dexter has put up a few as well to kind of help you guys get through that content. Not the most talkative group today. I got to do all the talking myself. Fine, I guess. I like to hear myself talk. Not really. Each signal data has its own drop rate. I don't know the exacts, but gray signal data is about 132%. Green signal data is about 92%. And blue signal data is about 65%. So that should hopefully help you, even though it stinks to hear that. That is the generally accepted drop rates. It might be plus minus 1 or 2 percentage points, but that's roughly where it is. I personally use 1.31, 9.1, and 0.65 because they're on the more conservative end, which allows me to plan better. And if I get something faster, then I'm just happy about it. Limestone, good luck, man. I think I saw that CG noticed it. I didn't read that yet, so I don't know what the outcome is, what they're planning to do with it. Let's pull it up, right? Let's just see while we're waiting here. And team is aware. That's it. We just know the team is aware, and maybe YouTube, I think, has an automatic profanity filter. Thankfully, Twitch does not. Yeah, I always buy blue. Vash, I buy my shards and I buy the blue signal data because it's just harder to get. The other stuff, gray, I get it in such high quantities that it doesn't even matter to me. For me, always blue from Conquest. Man, these berry smoothies are pretty good. Worth, man, if you enjoy my stuff, that is not the question to ask me. I highly recommend, if you're not on our Discord, go to our Discord, talk to Captain Amazing. He doesn't only do GAC stuff. He does a lot of, he started a free-to-play account. He does a lot of like guides for beating different events at the lower end. But he really is a GAC wizard. I'm not. I don't play GAC the same way other people play it. I turtle. I put my absolute hardest teams on defense, and I just do my best with my offense, which is not the smartest way to play. I have lost 6 matches in a row at this point after winning, I think, 8 in a row. So I kind of flux back and forth between the different between K1 and K2. I literally do not pay attention to GAC at all. You want to know how long it takes to get something versus another thing, and the ROI on this versus that. That's what I'm here for. When it comes to PvP, it's not that I hate GAC, it's just that there's so many things in this game going on right now that something has to give. And for me, it's GAC that has to give. This is very interesting. I've never seen this happen before. This is very, very interesting. I wonder if they'll be able to beat it. It's Executrix, so it shouldn't be able to. Of course they all dodge. If this team loses here, this will literally be the first time I have ever lost this mission on auto. I don't think it will, but if it does, I will be really surprised. I think it's just going to take longer than usual, unfortunately. You know what? My specific theory is that once you hit the division you should be in, you're going to win 50% of the time. So I don't sweat it. Right? Like, again, like I said, I'm going to end up losing 6 matches in a row, and I just literally do not care. It hurts right in this second, but next week or in 2 weeks, I'll get those crystals on the back end when I start winning matches again. So once you're where you should be in GAC, as long as you keep a little bit of a crystal hoard, right? So I keep about 30 to 35,000 crystals at all times. I just don't, I do not, I don't sweat it. That's just, that is my theory on GAC. For people that want to get into Kyber 1 and want to play, you know, GAC at a really high level, that's different. But you also have to understand, if you want to play GAC at a really high level, so you want to be a gauntlet level player, it's very, very, very unlikely that you're going to do that for free. I like to do these easy missions first, so I give my guild some time to put in some of the operations. I like to see what they put into operations. I try to get my combats done as soon as possible, and then I dump everything into my operations afterwards. And the reason I do it this way is I kind of do have a pretty good idea of what my guild has trouble filling versus what they fill easily, and I try to get my combats done while keeping those characters that they have trouble filling available, so that I can platoon them on the back end. Nothing in day one really needs any of the platoons. There are a few combats that have a little bit of RNG to them, especially on the dark side, but my guild could do P1 perfect without any battles, so it doesn't really matter. I actually think I set up sets for P1 last 2 weeks ago. You're a rebel, she's a badass, but gonna get a copyright strike for singing. Ba-da-da-ba-da. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's see. Okay. So we have our Jedi, our Mace Windu, light side neutral, clan commandos. I know what you guys want. I know why you're here. Right? We're all here to see the Gungans. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. I really do love this team, and it's a shame. It's great for the player base that you don't need Jar Jar to really score well. But it's a shame, because then that means we're going to under-prioritize people getting the Gungans, and I don't get to recommend them as much as I would like to recommend them, because I would definitely like to recommend them a little bit more than I already do, which is not really that much at all, unfortunately. Okay, almost done. See what these guys were able to do? Just kind of pop on through. Let's use Leia here. Try not to use my GK, because then everybody wants to use their GK, right? Everybody, or not GK, Jedi Master Kenobi, because everybody wants to use their Jedi Master Kenobi. So I try to let my guild utilize her a little bit, him a little bit rather. No, we want R2. Let's do R2. Where is R2? There's R2. Hey, she's almost there. Three, two, boom. Okay. What do we got? Should still be there. Put that in, see what's going on there. There we go. Okay. Had a little issue on my end. Hopefully it didn't cause any issues on your end. Put that over here. I'm actually, before this raid was announced, I brought Mace Windu and Kip Fistu up to R5 just for their mission for literally no reason. So it's kind of nice when the raid was released. I was like, oh good, these characters that nobody is bringing up, I already have. This looks like the correct team. That yeah, man. I heard. I really do hope that they put out a like a hot fix for you guys. It really does suck when something like that, especially on this timed event, especially on an event that affects other parts of the game. I understand. I hated doing. Well, no, I enjoyed doing that that event because it was fun doing it on stream. But the event itself was tough, even without the issues that are plaguing it today, right? And I know that some people have unlocked. I know Wampa had said that they unlocked today, and a few people on Discord have messaged me as well. But it's just really, really, really tough to rationalize. Really tough to like rationalize putting in the effort today to do that if it's going to be so difficult and so beyond frustrating, especially if it's not intended to be that frustrating overall. So I hope we get like a hot fix tonight, and you know, that would be nice. Shield generator, let's see. I love how much like multitasking that I am able to do when I don't have to actually pay attention to my combats. It's quite nice. I get to go see the mean things people are saying about me on Reddit. You have the key. I do. I have. So this came up on Reddit yesterday, and people were asking about their opinion on TB Omicrons, and a bunch of people were saying, you know, yeah, but if it's friends saying mean things, then it's fine. A bunch of people were saying like you should only ever buy GAC Omicrons. And here's basically my view on Omicrons. If you, like me, are not here, I almost have T3, not here to like go crazy in GAC, right? You and B1. So if it's, hey Wamprat, how's it going? Cheers, brother. It's water, it's not vodka, but cheers, man. The way that I see it is this. I spend a lot of my Omicron material on GAC Omicrons. And I do that because obviously I want to remain at that 50%, but I have no desire to become the strongest GAC player. I do a couple of TW Omicrons a year for my guild. Let's see, is this the other one? For my guild, because they ask me to, and it's the right thing to do. They help me with TB stuff. I help them with TW stuff. It's the right thing to do. Yeah, sure, let's do that. I buy Territory Battle Omicrons because they save me my most precious resource, which is time. That KK Omicron allows me to auto things in day 1 all the way up to day 4. It allows me to do things at a much lower effort level, and that is super important to me. I have very limited time. Right now it is the summer, so I have more time than I normally would, but I typically have very limited time. So buying things like the KK Omicron, Kyle Katarn, buying things like the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis Omicrons, I have 2 of them. One for his lead, which is his most amazing Omicron for autoing things, and one for the Whirlwind one, which just makes the Zepho mission easier. It makes my life easier. I wanted to look into today the Paz Vizsla one, because now that I have an R7 Mandalore team, I'm curious if it'll be worth it for me. But right now I'm trending towards no, just because I don't see getting one more round of a combat being a deal breaker or a make or break point for my guild. And I don't need the Mandalore team to do anything for me right now because I have so many other things. For a next TB Omicron, I probably would want something that's dark side, but obviously there are very limited choices, and that Imperial Probe Droid Omicron does not provide the same value to me because it does not allow me to auto anything that I'm not already autoing. If I found a dark side Omicron that allowed me to auto another Haven class battle, then I might invest in it. But for me, I'm pro TB Omicron because it saves me time and it saves me effort, and that's the most important thing for me in this game right now, is save me time, save me effort. Welcome, or thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now, if I do the neutral battles, I can start donating things, which will be nice. Let's get Afra in here, and I like to do Afra Ray because it works. No, not you, Finn. It works really nicely most of the time. Welcome to my my Egg Talk. If Moonborn's here, he's gonna end up doing something with that and being silly, and it'll be all over Discord. Ted Mosby talks too much. Okay, I have a feeling I'm going to get completely shit on for that comment, but it's all right. Sometimes it's worth it. The only battles that well, you know what? I lost with Phoenix in day one last week, which is very rare. Phoenix usually does really well. Nice limestone. The only one I had trouble with last month, and I know that it's different right now because of the bug, was the final tier. But again, do it, Vash, and then I'll post my downvote train. Now we have guides and everything, so the event overall should be easier once they do fix it. Hopefully it is, in the next day or two. Because it does really suck for people. It would be really nice if they extended a few days for some of you guys. I've actually found the funniest thing about Reddit to me is when I remember people's usernames and they're saying a comment that's like an inside joke that I would get, but the rest of Reddit won't get. And then I answer the comment in that inside joke, but then people think I'm being a dick. So they downvote it heavily. Those are my favorite. I like to laugh about those ones because they're very silly to me when that happens. Let's go. Did Vash put his money where his mouth was? I really should just do this battle first before I use Kursatan with Jabba, because I always forget, and then I use this instead of his regular team. He lied? Oh. Well, that's awkward, because now here I am on Reddit going, hey, where are my downvotes at? We definitely need one more Rey in the game. And Bones would love another Rey in the game because he loves the sequel trilogy. It's his favorite, actually. If you ask him about it, he will tell you how great that sequel trilogy is. Yeah, why not? We're going a little faster than anyone. Oh, man. I don't know if we'll see. We'll probably be able to start Conquest. I don't know if I'll be able to finish my whole Conquest today just because I do have to go to work and it takes me longer to go right now because I have to hobble and limp to my car and cleaning takes longer. So I might have to leave a little bit early today. We'll see. What's today, the 5th? So I've said this on Discord. Well, you know what, DCU? I've been starting to populate those. I had one for day one for a specific reason, and I've been starting to populate them now. And I actually want to finish it before the end of the summer, so that it'll make my life easier going into the school year. But I do it per day, even with the extras, even with like the things that you're like, oh, that's the same team as yesterday, but just to make my life easier. Some teams I chose to omit just because it's easier to hit them through the other tab, but I've been trying. The point is that I want that done by the end of the summer, but I get easily distracted, as you can see now, because I was about to tell you guys something anyway. Today's the 5th. My birthday is actually in 20 days. It's August 25th. I share that day with Sean Connery, RIP, and Blake Lively, who my wife would leave me for in an instant if she had the chance. That's a Sunday, so I am excited for that brunch. We're going to be doing, I don't know what we'll do that day, but we'll try to do something a little bit different. I was thinking about putting together like a Kahoot, an Egnards Kahoot, having some fun, some games, some silliness. But I am planning to stream that morning because my wife won't be awake anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right? And I'll stream until, man, that's going to be a hungover day too, because we actually have plans the day before to go into the city and have some fun. So that will be a day. Man, I hesitate to do this because they lost last time. And I really want to go for what's going to be easiest. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to try. When the wife is asleep, Eggy will play. I am going to. Where is she? No, not you. We want you. We're going to just do this. Yeah, I never have really tried. Well, I've never had trouble in the past. We're gonna see if this works. I think this will work. Yeah, let's do that. Never done this before. Normally, my neutral battles don't lose. Last month was the first time that I had one lose, which was insane. Or 2 weeks ago. It didn't matter because my entire guild completely shit the bed on the entirety of that TB, and me and my other TB guy had to save them, which took considerable time and effort. But it's okay, because mistakes happen. We have to remember that. Moonborn was telling me that this team works pretty well in other days, so I'm assuming it'll work. Yeah, it looks like this is... They might actually go into my rotation. This is a great team, I think, for higher end and more endgame players to use if they choose to do their TB combats in day one, because you really don't need to do the TB combats in day one if you're at the higher end, just because none of these characters are in day one platoons. So that's something nice to keep in mind, especially if you're like a mid-game player and happen to have them. I don't think that Cam or Keller and Beck matter. Just having a semi-decent character in those spots is, what matters there. Even if it's like Mace Windu, I wouldn't throw like Kit Fisto in there, but even if it's General Kenobi, I do want to bring my Cam up to R7, but I just don't. I don't have the relic materials right now. There's too much going on in the game. And it looks like based on what's going on right now is that if I were not on auto, this battle would probably be over already, right? But it's not the let's see if we can do this easily on manual show. This is what can Egnards do, putting in as little effort as possible show. We got our first couple kills. Almost there. There we go. So I've done all my light side battles, or battles that can use light side characters, right? I don't have Kira and Young Han, so it doesn't matter, which means that I don't use Throne. I can platoon. I don't actually use you either. Light side characters to help my guild out. And I don't like to go to 10 of 10. I always go to 9 of 10 unless I absolutely have to, just in case. It's kind of like a superstition, just in case that there's something that the guild needs, and something ends up happening and I have to fill in or I have to jump in. So I don't want to over prioritize that one. We're at 6. We're at 7. 8. Let's go to 9. I know, man. I don't know what my guild does, like how they put up with me and not having. I actually do have Young Han. I don't have Kira. My Young Han is R7, because of my guild. One day we removed somebody from the guild and we didn't have a Young Han anymore, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll do it. Which is usually why I'm out of signal data, is when my platoon guy says, hey, we have to do this thing, I go, okay, sure, I'll be the one to do it, why not? Let's see, how do I want to do this? Inquisitors there, Siwat there. I don't want to use Executor. Let's do Night Sisters here. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see what happens. I take one from the team a lot. Like, I would have an R9, Padawan Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon already. But I often take characters up for the guild. Anytime there's one of those things that happened. I got banned by my platoon guy from doing it anymore, and I still do it. I had to do Hoth Rebel Scout to R8 2 weeks ago. I have an Ewok Elder that I never wanted. Scarif Rebel Pathfinder at R8 that I never really planned to get. I almost did Cam last month, but somebody beat me to it to R8, so I thankfully didn't have to do that, even though I know he hits like a truck at R7+. It just wasn't a priority. Just if you're going to be, if you're going to be a guild officer and you're going to ask other people to do these things, the way that I see it is that you have to lead by example, and you have to be also willing to putting the time and the effort to, relic things that maybe you don't necessarily, or you wouldn't have done on your own without, some degree of arm twisting. My Bodhi is, my Bodhi? My Bodhi's probably G12. Not at R5 Plus, but definitely G12. Um, I have to remember this. I don't think I've used the Night Sisters against the Geos for this, that they can, it seems, easily handle it. I sometimes, the two combats that give me some trouble, he is required for something, and somebody in my guild has him because we do it without any problems. And that comes down to volunteering and operations, and I really should do a whole video on just that specifically is operations. The two combats that I have some trouble on are the Sea one, Sea Bane, not because the combat itself is hard, it really isn't, but the problem of course becomes that I'm on full auto, and it doesn't always translate well to full auto. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what gets hit and where, and like what character does this versus that. Nice. And the fleet mission, right? I have about a 60% win rate on the fleet mission, once again on auto. So those are going to be the ones that kind of push us and see what we need to do. Let's see. Ugh. Hate this damage immunity. Fucking stupid. They just, CG lately, I guess I'm realizing this now, just loves throwing in droidekas just to annoy us. They love doing it. It's fun for them. Let's see. Oh, if you guys could keep dropping, that'd be great. Stupid interest rates. Almost there. And it's crazy. That took us like an hour, almost an hour. Hey, Jack 3 off. How's it going? Yeah, I normally Sundays. But it's the summer and I don't have to do anything right now, and I figured I actually did not plan on being on today, but it's my wife's busiest work day on Mondays, so figured let me get on and do some stuff. All right, let's see. we are gonna do we want Wat, Sith. We're actually not gonna use Bane. I've had a lot less luck since getting Bane, so we're not gonna use Bane here. No, I want Malik. Oh. Egnards doesn't have the time to be a full-time content creator. He just doesn't have it. There's no time for me to do that. All right, let's just see what happens. Unless I have like 10 different Swolgadaddies, as Bones would call them, I don't. It's not in the Egnards cards. I don't know if I'd enjoy it either. So like when I do all of my videos, right, I do the things that are interesting to me. I do the things that I find fun. When I first started doing videos, was experimenting with different types of videos and different things to see what I enjoyed. Just finding out what I enjoy doing, what I don't enjoy doing. To be a full-time content creator, you have to pretty much do a little of everything. And I can't do that. You know, I can't keep up on kit reveals. I didn't find doing them to be very interesting when I was doing the Jar Jar ones, the Gungan ones. Didn't find them fun. It was really just me reading a kit and making not so interesting guesses. I like doing this. I like chatting with you guys, even though sometimes you can be super quiet and then I feel awkward. Yeah, it is not fixed yet. Meathead did say they're aware of it, but that's really all we have at this juncture. Okay. Did I even go into ult yet? I literally have no idea. Yeah, it's doable, but it's hard. People have been saying Limestone's been doing it. He got through 3 tiers so far. People have been posting on Reddit. You know, I would say that it's probably very likely that we will have a hotfix by tomorrow night, if I'm completely honest. Having mentioned that they're aware of it already, I do not see a future where it is not fixed before the event disappears. I just don't see that as feasible. I don't see that as something that could happen. I would be very, 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 very surprised if that did happen. All right, where's my ult? Where is my ult? Like, seriously, where is it? No, and I wonder what they changed. where this is an issue. Wait, did I seriously get so little ult charge? Oh, there we go. Is that going to be too little too late, though? That is the question. No, I know what the bug is. I'm just surprised, like what they've changed where that is a thing. They just brought it down to 10. I guess so. I guess, and it sucks for you guys that are doing it now. Like I really do feel for you. So I did the event obviously on day one with no guide, and we were kind of going in blind. So it was really tough, especially that last tier. But people doing it afterwards throughout that week were finding it a little bit easier. So I would say when it's done the way it's supposed to be done, the battle is probably like mid-tier in terms of difficulty, and it really sucks that you guys have to deal with like all of this RNG towards it. Well, even 20 stacks doesn't make the event easy. It still does have some difficulty, but they just want to piss people off. They want to watch the world burn. That's the CG way. Like right now. Come on, guys, let's go. Yeah, I was reading on Reddit some of the stuff. Well, there was angry stuff and not so angry stuff. Okay, so Voltec, we have one more battle to do to see if we can get literally a perfect day. And this one just kind of goes up in the air because again we're doing this on auto, and we want Mark 6 in the opening lineup. We don't want Sith Fighter in the opening lineup. Let's do Bomber. Let's do that. No, we want Mark 6. Why is Mark 6 not there? Mark 6 and let's see if we can do it. This is literally pure luck. I know that there are strategies to win this pretty much like 90% of the time. We obviously don't play those strategies because that would require me to actually try. I do think it's stupid how hard this battle is, just as a general degree of difficulty. We have 12 stacks. The strategy for this really relies on that Mark 6 staying alive. And it looks like that's not going to happen. Ooh, nice. It's those counterattacks that do it. If you get the counterattacks, you get it. because it'll always stay above that 10. Still don't think that this is 100% reliable here, because I still have to worry about the Mark 6. At least got something out there. I don't know, we're close enough that this might actually still work. Hey, we did it. So obviously I did not do the Kira special mission because I don't have Kira. But other than the Kira special mission, which isn't really a priority, we managed to do all of P1 on auto. That includes the Mace Windu mission, that includes the Dark Side mission. So that's something to celebrate. I think there's very few people that can say that they have done that, and I'm all about it. Right? We can kind of give up different things now for the guild. Let's see. Let's do that. We'll leave us at 8 of 10. We'll leave the other two at 9 of 10 for, you know, the reason of... Oh, you know what we can do? We are going to turn off my phone real quick. I just want to tag my guild in their raid because they are slacking behind. And then I'm going to take a quick break while we wait for Conquest to start. So we go raids, notify, min damage. Do a raids notify for everybody. We still don't have any more information on the Jar Jar thing. All right. Check it in game. That's the only thing, right? Is you check in game. I don't know of free utilities because in order to check your gear inventory, you need whatever utility you're using to access your game. I don't know of any utilities that do that for free. So I wish I could be more helpful there. I'm going to step away for 2 minutes while we wait for Conquest to start. I know my BRB doesn't seem to be working as well as it should. I apologize for that. We'll throw up a random normal one, and I will be right back. All right. So we got Conquest. Conquest is starting. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get through. That's going to largely depend on a few things. We're going to see what's going on. We're going to pull up in the background. Let's see. Conquest. Where is our Conquest chat? There it is. Throw our pinned messages up there because Moonborn is the OG. Ooh, right. Gotta do my midday energy first. Well, you know what? When you get older, you cough sometimes. Just get over it. I don't know what to tell you. Young kids, you whatever generation you are. I don't even think you're Gen Z. Are you Gen Z? Okay, let's see. So we're obviously going to pick Conquest. We're going to pick Hard. I literally don't even remember the feats. And how well we do is going to really depend on those first couple of discs. Vash, you got a Fortified, which I do like using. I like using one Ruthless Swiftness. It's not my favorite thing to use first. I'd rather something better, but it's okay. It's usable. Evasion up, Light Side Mandalorians, defeat with Ewoks, and resistance wins. Okay. Oh, God, come on. Why do we have to fight gas first? All right, now, we are going to first throw up this. Let's see. What was I using? So that... yeah. The LS Mando kills I found I was able to do without having to cheese it. Does fine. That JMK team is going to do relatively nicely, especially now that I have Master Qui-Gon and Pow at regular levels. And Luminara is on basic. So I am going to deviate from what I normally do here. And let's try this. And just see how many we get. We will do Cap. We'll do you. We will do you. And where is Luminara? Luminara, where are you? Let's just see how we do with this. Before I waste too much effort with I ain't gonna get crap. Yes, it is on Discord. That graphic is on Discord. It is pinned to the Conquest chat. So it's very easy to reference, very easy to see. You just hit the pins. It's up there. It's ready for you. Yeah, I got one evasion up. So we are gonna keep Luminara with JML. For the time being. And we have to do full resistance, right? So that kind of sucks. Let's do that. Right? Again, those of you not on Discord, we have quite a few resources. Some things that are available on other Discords, some things that are not available on other Discords. We try to make ourselves useful. Always going up the golden path so we can see what those discs are going to be. Hopefully, like a leader's resolve. I actually don't really want a zealous ambition until a little bit later. It's going to make some things harder. Boom. Oh, my foot's killing me. All right, let's see. Another gas, right? Always. Okay. So I like the Fortified. I like the Zealous Ambition. I really don't want to put on a Zealous Ambition right now, so I think we're going to go with the Fortified. We're going to throw in my JML team here. And let's see. Yeah, and so I've had some where I got like DR Malik like 8 times in a row, and it's so annoying when that kind of thing happens. We'll try it. I mean, it's Sector 1. The goal here is to get some evasion ups. Nothing else really. Ooh. Ooh. Is it evasion up or evasion down? Oh, it is evasion. Okay, good. So I get evasion up even if they die, because it is a buff, not a debuff. I am not giving Pawazami. I don't think it's worth it. It's not worth doing. I did a video on it. I did a 20-minute video on it if you're interested in the math on it. I do think if you're in like the 4 to 6 million range that it can be worth it. It's not worth it for me. I don't think it's gonna speed up my man, you know, now I have to go on like Twitch. Gotta ban the bot. Never have Twitch up. Why do you gotta make me do that? How many did we get? We got 13 out of 50. Okay. Let's do it one more. Yeah, for you, that's great. At 12 million, that does not. I have a lot of other uses for those Omicron material. We're gonna ban them. There we go. Perfect. Excellent. We need this. You could take her out. That's fine. Get all these guys nice and low. Get as many of these as we can. There. See, this is where that zealous ambition, you know, Luminaro would be knocking these guys out right now, which I don't want. So it's kind of why I really don't want to get zealous ambition too early. But I know that once I get this fortify, I will never see zealous ambition again, and it'll really annoy the piss out of me. 32 out of 50. All right, that's not bad. Ooh, okay. This is good. Let's do my LS Mando team. Get some kills with you guys. This is perfect too because we have both of the double kill characters in this squad. Well, that's beautiful, right? ZA helps a lot with some stuff, and I do like using it for that reason. But when you put it on too early, it can slow down feat acquisition. So I try not to throw it on too early. Let's see. These are not terrible. These are not terrible. Let's go back to that Jedi Master Luke team. And let's throw in an Ewok too. Let's throw in Nessa. So the goal is going to be Luminara gets her evasions, and Nessa gets all of the other kills. Like right here. Perfect. Okay, and we'll get you there. Please don't kill him. Nice. That should be okay. That shouldn't kill him. Ooh. What sucks about that is you're never going to be offered them again. Oh, man. I don't actually use volatile accelerator. I think for most people, ZA is the best choice. For me, you know, depending on where your roster is, I went much lower, and I chose to do fortified because I think that just what works out better for me personally. Let's do that Ray team here. Yeah. And we want to hit 5s. Yeah, guildmates who are congratulating me on my 25 of 25 combat runs. I'm like, yeah, I did that without any trying, so it was great. 3 Amplify Agony. I love Amplify Agony most of the time. I have been finding lately I don't use it because again I kill things too quickly with Amplify Agony, but it's really, really great for kill feats when you do not have the correct characters. Alright, I think we're gonna skip these bugs. Yeah, I think we're gonna skip the bugs. We're gonna go back for one more hit at that Jedi Master team. We're gonna throw Nessa back in there. Nessa can actually do the Bad Batch node with the right data discs, even on auto and with not the greatest Ewoks. So I'm not terribly concerned with getting her kills, but you know, the more kills that I can get now, the better, obviously. My personal data disk in a perfect world for this setup right now is 1 fortified, 1 ruthless swiftness, 1 leader's resolve, and 1 zealous ambition, and everything else is just whatever I get. I would normally do a voluntary Vanguard. Voluntary Vanguard is not available this set, which kind of sucks. But that is like my favorite disc in a vacuum. Okay, good. Well, for them, maybe. For me, I don't need it. That's the thing. Like, I have maxed every single conquest except for 1 single conquest, which was the first Scion of Django one I didn't max. Everything else I have maxed with extreme prejudice and ease. Oh, come on. Oh, nice. Okay. Of course. Actually, the last set, what was it, Queen Amidala, right? I beat, on the last set of the last set, I got red box in 137 battles, doing it my way. And, you know, if you follow Conquest, that's insane. I'm not saying your way is wrong, right? That's the thing to understand. All I'm saying is that my way works for me, and it allows me to do it with as little effort as possible. I don't think doing it more means that you know better. I don't think me doing it less means that I know less. But I have a system that is about doing things with as little effort as possible, and that is very important to me. That is my mantra: as little effort as possible. If I can auto battles, I want as many battles as can be autoed to be autoed. We're gonna do. Where are they? We are gonna do these guys. No, and I agree with you. I'm not saying your way is wrong. My way works too. Right? For the other guys in chat, 100%. Doing things like that work, and it's a great way to like cheese certain things. But like, for example, Voluntary Vanguard isn't even available this Conquest. You know, so it's something to consider, and that's part of what you have listed. Right, but so I think it's like argumentative at the point where you're telling me, where you think that I'm telling you that you're wrong, and I'm not. I'm telling you that my way works for me. It gets me my red crate every time. It gets me my red crate without having to think about it. It gets me my red crate without having to worry about the feats very much. Okay, well. It's just like your opinion, man. Let's see. That's fine. I believe you. 100% I believe you. I am aware that other people do things a different way from the way that I do them. And that's cool. I don't know if this is going to work at 80%. Oh, 90%. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's find out. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you throw your rocks. Auto, this might not work. You know what? I got plenty of teams that can do it, so. Even if this doesn't do it for me. Oh, you trying to race me through Conquest? Ooh, alright. Well, I have to beat this another time anyways, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, that's what my next... I was just hoping I could get this Mandalorian win, but George, JMK is likely what's going to happen. I aim to be at 0 effort by Friday. Okay, and obviously 0 effort just means to be at a part in Conquest where everything can be on auto. That's my goal, is to be at 0 effort by Friday. And if I'm at, or by the end of Friday, and if I'm at 0 effort by the end of Friday, then I am happy. Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. Okay, I'll take it, because I have to clean up this battle anyway later. And I got 5 Mandalorian kills, so, fine. Let's see. Heal over time, blindside, solid intel, amplify agony. I do like amplify agony. Amplify agony is probably the way that I'm gonna want to go. Let's do these guys so I don't have to deal with too much. My resistance should be able to deal with it without too much problem. This is another team that I get as many as I can with them, but they become 0 effort on that bad batch node anyway, which means that once we hit Saturday, it doesn't matter how well they did. Okay. Let's see. We will take that Amplify Agony. And I'm not as concerned with Galactic Republic this time around as I was last time around, since they are both at relics now. But we're still going to do it. Just want to get him out of the way. Yeah, obviously Gungans make your life easier because you don't have to worry as much as you did last time. That's the kind of nice thing about being in the end game, is that I typically don't have to worry about my effort as much. Phoenix sucks to play against because you're right. Sometimes they're like a great node for farming, but sometimes you just get that time where Ezra goes 4,000 times or Sabine goes 4,000 times. And you want to just like throw your phone at the wall, and your, JML gets completely decimated. I really don't want to deal with these nodes up here this time. Star Killer, we shouldn't be a problem with these guys. Right, and you just watch, and you have like Revan and JML in a team, and you just watch as JML gets saviored, and then he still completely dies, and it gets so frustrating. I know what that feels like. It is awful. Well, that sucks for you. Having these guys at relics now is nice, because these were all effort battles last month, where I had to like make sure they survived, and now I don't really have to make sure they survive anymore. They do that all by themselves. The Ewoks don't matter as much. Rex. We do want to get some Rex in there, but it's not a concern because Rex will be part of some stuff going on later. So we're not going to focus on it. We will let's bring those Mandalorians back out. See, that's interesting. I didn't think to use Riva and GI for that. With Amplify Agony, I could definitely see that being possible. That was like using Riva lead with Amplify Agony is, if you have a couple of them, can be like gross, just completely gross. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. They have too much TM. All right, come on. Come on, let's go. Yeah, I knew that was coming up. I don't actually even remember what the Sector 1 boss is, to be completely honest. What is it? Oh, it's that Darth Vader team. Don't. I'm concerned about doing this at 60% stamina. But I really do want to have a Mon Mothma team in here. Let's do you. Let's get that stun in there. And an Ewok. Alright, you can still... Yeah, sometimes I care about the lost, the dropped battles. Sometimes I just don't. Let's get Pow out of here. Brings me back to the old days from TV, well before I was born. But the Honeymooners are classic TV, so we'll allow it. Well, what I mean by it doesn't matter that much to me is that I'm not concerned. Like, I know I can make it up on the back end, right? Obviously, it's better if you don't have to, but I don't get too worried about it because I know, all right, I'll worry about this later. Let's get Pow out of there. Man, the less I'm going to have to worry about these, the better. That is fine. Perfect. Love it. Oh yeah, definitely. And I remember those days. Like I remember having to be more focused on those things. Like I understand that. Um, I was not at the same level that I am now at all. Back when Conquest started, I had to fight for scraps. Thankfully, Conquest was easier at the time. Okay, we're gonna get rid of you and call it a day. And that is gonna save us a lot of effort in 6 days. How close did we get? 24 of 35. Okay, that saves a ton of effort for us. So I'm happy about that. We got another one. I'm not gonna chance it again. Yeah, I'm not gonna chance this again, but I am going to still get this team its stuff. And I am getting short on time. Go. Get these battles out of the way. Gungans, I don't have to worry about. Those will get on the back end as well. There's a lot of other feats that require them. Heal over time. I don't care. I don't use any of these. So we'll take whatever we can get. That I've actually been since even before Bane, the C2 man has always worked pretty well in Conquest. All right, I hate this team. I hate Geos. We are going to just knock this out with Captain Rex real quick. Get a Captain Rex win in there. Did I auto battles back in GOTB? I did in Darkside. I could auto pretty much everything in Darkside TB with a reasonable degree of wins. I did not on Lightside. Lightside, those battles were just too tough to win on auto. They required very specific strategies, and it sucked because a lot of those battles, actually like Ray in LSGO, the strategy was really to go slow and steady. So I hated doing those battles, but I did them all on manual. But again, Darkside Geo, I did auto pretty much everything. Let's see. We're gonna do another resistance. They're getting kind of low on stamina, but we're gonna see what happens. James, I appreciate the Prime subscription, man. I've been a Prime subscriber for like 11 years, and even though I don't watch a lot of Twitch, I kind of kick myself that I've had that Prime subscription for 11 years, and I didn't just like log into Twitch like once a month to just give it to a random person. It's kind of like a nice little fun added benefit that I could have been helping people with. Ooh. Yeah, you're dead. We're kind of low. Yeah, what sucks about the Prime thing, though, is that because of the way the apps work now, you can't just do it from the app, which is really annoying. I give Captain Amazing my Prime subscription every month, and I have to like log into the website and make sure that I'm off a device and make sure it's going through that, because Twitch wants, I don't know how Prime works with the money, but like with the apps and their percentages, they don't allow you to do it through the app itself. So it's kind of a roundabout process, but I do it every month. I send it to him. I don't know, man. And his ex-wife's given away all the money, which is awesome. Like, great for her. She's dope. Let's see. JML does really nice against Night Sisters, but I don't actually really need the Night Sister node. What's the other one? But I don't want to deal with Revan. Night Sister, Geo. My problem is I don't think that this is gonna work at this low stamina. I think we're just gonna have to bite the bullet here and do another. Actually, let's do let's do this one. Let's get this one out of the way. This should be able to do it without too much problem. I'm dreading the day that like Marin is in these nodes. It's already a pain dealing with her boss node. Killmate just asked me which Omicron do I recommend for Jar Jar, and that's pathetic. Yeah, you know, you're at what, that 4 to 6 million range, right? I am at the 12 million range. I throw him JMK Cat. I don't like dealing with it either. There are a couple nodes that I just delete. I usually will delete DR Malik. I will delete Old Republic. The retribution modifier, I don't even deal with it. I don't even care if I get anything out of it. I delete it. Gotta start thinking about going. I have a feeling that these guys will get screwed here. It's okay, they can make it up on the back end. Let's just get a Rex. Just get a Rex win, call it a day, be happy. That's gonna pop up stuff. We don't want that to pop up. Let's see. We got one more. DR Malik. This is not as fast of a node. But of course you can't assist against DR. Right. I'm not convinced that this is going to work. But we're going to try it for science. We're gonna see. That's why we play, right? That's why you guys join me, is for me to do stupid things sometimes and make dumb choices. I routinely make those dumb choices. Is this the one? Okay. Oof. That's exactly it, man. Like, I recognize that sometimes what I do is not the smartest thing, but you know what? If I have to spend 50 crystals doing something sometimes, it's fine. As long as somebody learns something from it. Ooh. I really need Bam to get a turn. Oh, thank God. I don't even remember who we can use that again, or on. This is just like a war of attrition right now. Come on. Let's go. We can do this. There we go. Okay, I didn't think that was gonna work. So I'm pleasantly happy. I'm pleasantly surprised that it did, because it means I don't have to. That's one more battle I don't have to do on the back end. Savior costs nothing that I want that is back there, which kind of sucks. Grand Metal Thrawn, win without using any Empire in your squad. Win with Grand Admiral Thrawn. All of my Empire is at pretty high level right now, so let's do that to start. Let's get Thrawn in there. We'll do the other one on the back end. Okay, one down. Perfect. Two down. Love it. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Again, these data discs here are not really what I'm looking for right now. We'll take Savior just because I've never used it before. Just to say that I have it, I guess. I don't know. Let's see if I get lucky here. Nothing that I really want. They're inflicted with a stack of damage over time. Alright, this sounds interesting, so I'm gonna take it for now. It might go well with Amplify Agony if I need to use it. What's here? Rebel Fighters, Potency down, Imperial Troopers, Night Sisters. Okay. potency down. So let's go back to Discord really quick. What was I using for potency down? Okay, Leia has potency down, and I was using Grandmaster Yoda. There's potency down in that JMK squad. I might do that. Okay, I might do that for now to get some of those too. Let's do JMK. We'll take out, ooh, they're at 50 though. All right, well, you know what? Whatever. We're gonna just do stupid shit and see if it works out for us. If it does, great. And if it doesn't, oh well. That is the world we live in. Yeah, let's get rid of you. Nines? Who's Nines? Oh, Nine's sister. Okay, I was like, what? I use Cad Bane sometimes for that, actually. Funny enough. I think I over-prioritize some characters that I would not normally over-prioritize this time around for use. But potency down is not really that hard to get. Oh, well then I don't know what I'm talking about. I do use Cad Bane for something. Maybe it's evasion down. Is it evasion down that Cad Bane has? It might be evasion down. Dude, don't you love when that happens? When like when you're against that team that's like the worst and it works. And you just go, oh, this is, for some reason it worked this time. One of the downs. Okay, we get it. Let's do it on auto basic. Okay, well, we did it. I have about 40 stamina left. I don't really have time to do those extra 2 battles, unfortunately, because I have to tag this up for people, and then I need to get to work and hobble up this flight of stairs. I honestly did not expect to be streaming this morning, and yet here we are. I did it. Thank you guys for joining me. Almost 4 hours, which is quite literally insane. I will be on at some point tomorrow doing something. Tomorrow is my planned day. And if you're not on our Discord, I don't know what you're doing, guys. Like, get on there. There's a lot of great stuff. So with that said, enjoy the rest of your Monday.